Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So today we're going to talk about President Trump, mail-in voting, and the perception of who the Republican Party represents. I'm sure you've heard he has launched a campaign against expanding mail-in voting, which is funny to me because mail-in voting would certainly help the working class, those people who have to work, those people who can't take off, those people who are just too busy because they're out there being job creators and being, productive members of society. Those are the people that really could benefit from it, and that's apparently who the Republican Party represents in theory. But that may not be true. Okay, so expanding mail-in voting theoretically would help Trump, because the people who use it most are his people, 65 and up, retired people. See, Trump didn't get a majority of any age demographic until you hit 50 years old or older. By 65 and up, he's getting 53% of the vote. That's pretty significant. And in 2016, the number of people who were 60 plus who voted, it was like more than 70%. A really high turnout. And they use mail-in voting the most. It's almost like if people have access to means, shopping cart corral, they will exercise their social responsibility. And he doesn't want them to do that. Because his worry is that if younger people have access and can vote, well, then they'll vote against him, because they will. Because he doesn't represent the working class. The people who are voting for him are significantly those who are either at a station in their life where they can take off, or they're retired. The average blue-collar worker, yeah, there's some, but most know he doesn't represent their interest. I mean, you've got those very loud, die-hard fans. But they're slipping, they're dwindling. So if more of them had the ability to vote, that'd be bad for the Republicans. It would be bad for Trump. So he wants to cut off access. There's a term for it. It's called voter suppression. And I know his diehard fans are going to say, no, it's about fraud. He's worried about fraud. He's always worried about fraud. In any election, he thinks he's going to lose. He made that claim here in Florida. When he thought his people were going to lose, he started rage tweeting about voter fraud and finding extra votes for Democrats, and said he was going to send his lawyers down here. He never sent his lawyers, by the way. They were probably too busy. Maybe they were working on the whole Trump University thing, or they were making payments to people. I don't know. But they never showed up. However, FDLE, our state-level Bureau of Investigation, they investigated it thoroughly and found nothing. Voter fraud is just what he drags out. It's his go-to because his base is conspiratorially minded. And if he loses, well, he has to have been cheated. And he believes that because that's how he would win if he could. My opinion on that, anyway. The key takeaway here is that he doesn't care about the average American. He doesn't care about their voice. He doesn't want to hear it, which makes sense. It's what he's proven his entire administration. He doesn't even listen to the experts. Had he done that, led us into a shutdown a week earlier, tens of thousands of lives would have been saved. He doesn't care. He never did. He doesn't represent working class interests. It's not even on his agenda. He cares about his approval numbers and how many of them that he can dupe into voting for him a second time. And if he can't trick them, well, he's got to stop them from voting. Easiest way to do that is cut off their means to exercise their social responsibility under this system. That's my theory. I know there are a lot of other ones. But I would also point out, all of you true patriots, that the military has been voting by mail for decades. For decades. Probably don't want that expanded either. because most of the troops have seen how much he's weakened our national defense, how he's curtailed our ability to force project, how he has sold out the country. Make America great again, right? Anyway, that's my theory on it. I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I think it is about worrying that if he expands access to voting and more people vote, there will be more people who don't like him who vote. And right now, he just wants those old people who sit at home and watch Fox News all day. That's who he wants to have access. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.